So I failed but I bounced back. And like the majority of you, most of my learnings came from my mistakes. And in this video, I'm sharing the process which I went through on how did I rise after that particular fall from one of my supervisory jobs during my early F&B career. And it was not an easy ride, but I moved on to the next chapter of my career level, climbed up the ladder because during that time I realized giving up was not an option. So how did I move ahead? At sana ay makatulong naman ang video na ito para doon sa mga kaparehas natin na nasa F&B industry. Lalong-lalo na doon sa mga nagsisimula pa lang umakyat o kaya naman ay kasalukuyan pa rin umaakyat sa kanilang F&B career ladder. Hello! Magandang araw mga ka-learners! Ako si Miss E, ang inyong F&B specialist. My goal in creating this channel is to reach out doon sa mga F&B talents na nasa hospitality industry para naman makatulong ako na mag-share ng tutorials, lessons about food and beverage management, F&B sustainability, F&B cost control, food safety and hygiene, and pre-opening templates and guidelines. I was in my early 20s when I came across the very first stumbling block in my F&B career. Yung HR head ng company na inilisan ko invited me over for some counseling and she walked me to the process of getting my life back. At sabi ko sa sarili ko, I would not shift career and it was the mindset which I need to shift. Masyado lang siguro siyang naniwala at may nakita siyang potential. Ganon din ba kayo? Kuminsan kasi meron tayong mga failures na nagagawa. But then, meron pa ding maniniwala sa ating potential na tayo ay magsasucceed despite the failures. And after that, I was hired as a store supervisor in one of the fast food chains. And how did I survive? Wala naman kasing magic formula talaga. So positive mindset lang. At sinunod ko lahat ng kanyang professional advices. At ang unang-una kong ginawa ay ang self-reflection. Nag-self-reflect ako, I assessed my strengths, my weaknesses, at lahat ng mga areas na dapat ko pang i-improve. At prioritize ko din lahat ng mga skills na dapat ko pang i-develop, lalong-lalo na yung interpersonal skills o yung tinatawag natin ngayon na soft skills. Kasi ang mga soft skills naman, hindi naman natin to na-acquire through any formal training. And then she advised me that I need to work with people na makikitaan ko ng mga skills na wala sa akin at yung mga kulang pa sa akin. And then I need to work with them para matuto ako at mahasa ako. At ang importante lang dapat ay ang number 2, na meron akong willingness to change my behavior. So I admitted that there was something wrong and I could be a better leader. At inalis ko na din yung mentality na ang galing-galing ko, marami na akong alam at hindi ko na kailangan ng further training and coaching. And I made it a point to understand na dito ako magaling at dito naman kulang ako or weak pa din ako. So ito yung kailangan kong i-improve. At ang pang number 3 after that realization ay nag-invest ako ng time and efforts to enhance my skills. Kasi ang kailangan lang talaga ay self-awareness at yung willingness mo to learn and grow. I attended trainings, internal trainings, external trainings, I attended workshops, and I even volunteered na mag-cross-training ako sa production area, sa marketing, even sa commissary, at pati na din sa accounting sa cost control. Napakahabang proseso yung pag-adapt ko sa mga changes. Habang natututo ako, ay pinapractice ko ang mga natututunan ko. At in-enhance ko mabuti yung aking skills, not only sa technical skills, pero pati na din doon sa aking interpersonal o doon sa ating soft skills. At nag-step out ako sa aking comfort zone and I prepared myself to take on the leadership role. At ang pang-apat na ginawa ko, I embraced the changes and became resilient. I actively listened, hindi lamang sa mga colleagues ko, hindi lamang sa mga mentors ko, and also pati na din sa aking mga subordinates. Naging more open-minded ako and I became more receptive sa iba't ibang mga perspective and approaches pagdating sa leadership style. At naging resilient din ako pagdating sa mga trials and errors, failures, and setbacks. Kasi nag-focus ako ng mabuti sa aking personal growth. At ang isa ko pa din ginawa ay nag-concentrate ako ng mabuti sa continuous learnings. I stayed curious and then nagpursue ako ng mga further knowledge for me to stay relevant and also para ma-improve further ko ang aking abilities. So mga ka-learners, have you tried those methods? Alin sa opinion ninyo ang naging very effective sa inyo para mag-move up kayo sa inyong career ladder? Kindly share mo naman ang opinion ninyo sa ating comment section para makatulong doon sa mga aspiring young F&B professionals. At kung nakarating naman na kayo sa part ng video na ito, please like, comment, share, and subscribe para makagawa pa ako ng maraming videos. At pakihit mo na rin yung notification bell para naman updated ka sa lahat ng aking bagong videos. Thank you mga ka-e-learners! And it was a very fruitful and rewarding stay for almost 2 years. Marami na rin akong natutunan in terms of new skills, new management styles, and I also took advantage of the opportunity to learn from my mentors, the area manager, store manager, my senior colleagues, and even my subordinates. And I was informed that there was a vacancy for external applicants in the naval base, and I was persuaded to try. So to make the long story short, I was interviewed and there were 3 of us. 2 of them were base employees, and I was the only one who came from the external source, meaning non-base employee. And I would remember the club manager asking me if I could handle an all-male 17 staff members. And I responded, yes, you need to hire a female, young new blood in order for you to make the all-male team bend to her. And I don't know if that was the reason why they got me in. And then I moved on with my new career as a food supervisor, pay grade 12. And the highest for the civilian was pay grade 14, and that was the operations manager. It was a life-changing experience for me, handling an all-male team, and most of them were on the retiring age when I was only in my mid-20s during that time. And it was only later did I know that the food supervisor pala was equivalent to that of an executive chef or head of the kitchen. And it was entirely new role for me. But there was no backing out and I had to work harder, and 2 people came to the rescue. The executive secretary of the club manager did not give up on me. She would call me every day after my shift and give me books, handouts, leaflets. And one thing that she had given me, which I made use on a daily basis and which made me survive, was the culinary manual. And another person who helped me a lot was the food supervisor at the main officers club, which was 200 meters away from the place where I was working. I would see him every day. I would see him from time to time asking for guidance, asking for assistance. And he was very patient in teaching me further knowledge when it comes to the culinary department. And he was much, much older than me in terms of service, age, and experience. And I tried so hard. Every night I would read the culinary manual, got some soups of the day and the specials, and I wrote it down in a very small notebook which I would always keep in my pocket every time that I was on duty. I enhanced my culinary skills as the days went by, and it was such a great achievement because on the 2nd year, I would say that I was able to be a certified kitchen head and I was able to bring my team to achieve our goals. At ang isa pala sa grabe na na-encounter ko ay ang food sanitation. Kasi we were required to take the exam every year and then take the refresher course, and if you fail, you will be given until 3 times to take the exam and hindi ka pwedeng bumalik sa iyong area of responsibility or sa work mo until such time na maipasa mo yung sanitation exam. So may monthly sanitation inspection na nagaganap sa kitchen, and it was always unannounced. On my very first sanitation inspection, the 2 inspectors gave me a score of 75%. Pasang-awa lang talaga. I don't know kung naawa lang sa akin yung mga inspectors, but I passed somehow. And then I was called into the office of the club manager to explain. I was so much frustrated because I did not see any record of sanitation inspections in the office, and also maybe they tested me to prove my worth. So I got 5 major violations. The sausages being thrown out in the throwing box when breakfast was over. So the sanitation inspectors got the sausages, cut this into halves, and then threw it in the trash. Majority of the food items inside the chiller were not labeled, so they got everything which were not labeled and threw everything into the trash bin. So another violation was the rotten lettuce, rotten tomatoes, and rotten onions found inside the boxes and the crates in the walk-in chiller. We had 4 walk-in chillers and 4 walk-in freezers, all inside the cold room. And one thing which I can never forget were the 5-gallon milk nearing expiration. I still had 3 of those, and the inspectors asked me if I will be able to serve all those prior to the expiration date. And of course, the answer was no. I was asked to bring all those milk in the dispensary to check possible expiration dating extension, and everything depended on the lot number if extension was still possible. And that was really something very new to me. So no one in the kitchen have ever told me that there was a monthly sanitation inspection. And the sanitation inspectors told me na kung the same discrepancy or the same violation you may encounter next month, magiging double na yung score. Let's say for this month, I would get -5 or -5. If I would repeat the same deviation, it will be -10 or -10 on the next month. At since strong na yung aking ability to delegate, I've written a very strong memo approved by the club manager. Inassign ko lahat ng tasks when it comes to the sanitation inspection na galing doon sa list. Inassign ko lahat yon to each one of them. But even after assigning that to them, I still made it sure na ini-inspection ko pa din at binavalidate ko pa din talaga kung nagawa ba nila. Grabe ang follow-through na ginawa ko during those times. And it paid off naman kasi the following month, we got 98% from the inspection. And also for 5 consecutive months, we got 100%. And the sanitation inspection did not end there. Meron pa pala siyang annual sanitation inspection conducted by 4 to 5 team members coming all the way from the US. They would inspect unannounced 2 to 3 times a day for straight 7 days. And they would come any time of the day. Sometimes they would come during the opening of the kitchen. Sometimes they would come nearing the closing time. And it was such a very stressful activity for me. But for 3 consecutive years during my stay, our club received the 5-star award for service excellence, particularly in the field of sanitation and safety. And after 3 years, I was promoted to food service manager, 1 step higher, and was reassigned to the golf club with a much bigger responsibility, handling both kitchen and service. So I got my first managerial role in my late 20s. It was such a very tough road, full of pitfalls, but very much rewarding and fulfilling. Lalo na if you feel that you are moving forward and moving upward in your career ladder. And so, nakarelate ba tayo mga ka-e-learners? Have you experienced the same or are you still experiencing this progress? Naka-encounter na ba tayo ng mga challenges and struggles along the way? Or still encountering the same challenges and struggles ngayon habang umakyat kayo sa inyong career ladder? You may write it down into the comment section para naman ma-share ng iba. Paki-share din naman ang video na ito para makatulong lalong-lalo na doon sa mga young and aspiring F&B talents. So see you next week mga ka-e-learners. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell para updated naman kayo lagi sa aking mga bagong videos. Thank you for your time and thank you so much mga ka-e-learners. Thank you for watching. Bye!
Ba ba da ba ba ba. Ba ba.